Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Using Personalized Videos to Get More Attention and Gain More Insights on Key Audiences. I'm Claudia Tirico, Features Editor at Demand Gen Report, and I'll be your moderator for this presentation. If you're new to Demand Gen Report, here's our story. We're an online media company publishing daily news, a weekly email newsletter, special reports, original research, and a rich menu of additional resources. If you're not part of our community yet, join more than 50,000 subscribers to our weekly newsletter by subscribing to Demand Gen Report today. In addition, Demand Gen Report is the host of the premier live event in Scottsdale, Arizona every February. It's called the B2B Marketing Exchange. The three-day event focuses on helping professionals improve B2B marketing and sales strategies and results. It's rated top B2B marketing conference by Forbes each year. B2B MX brings 900 plus marketers together for a three-day educational and networking event that includes more than 85 sessions throughout 6 topical tracks. You can learn more about this unique event and sign up for updates at b2bmarketing.exchange. We also invite you to become a part of our online community of B2B experts, where you could connect with like-minded professionals, join in B2B-focused conversations and initiatives, and even compete for some really cool prizes. So yeah, definitely check out our thriving community at b2bmx.influitive.com/join/now. This week-long series, we're going to be hosting a special sweepstakes where attendees can win a free ticket to our B2B Marketing Exchange, score Starbucks gift cards, and we even have a $500 Expedia gift card up for grabs. If you register for a BII 18 webinar, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win, and if you attend any sessions live, you'll receive the second entry. We'll be giving away 1 Starbucks gift card per session, 1 B2B MX free pass per day, and 1 grand prize $500 Expedia gift card for the series. Be sure to attend all of this week's BII sessions for your best chance to win. For today's presentation, we're using the On24 platform, where you can access all the information you need from the platform toolbar. During and after today's presentation, please follow along and share your thoughts and feedback on Twitter and LinkedIn using the hashtag VII18. You will also see that you could tweet directly from the On24 platform using the Twitter widget on the left-hand side of your screen. And we also encourage you to ask our presenter questions. And to do so, simply just click the Q&A widget at the top right corner of the screen. Today's presentation is slated to run about 25 to 35 minutes with 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A following the session. You could submit the questions using the Q&A widget at any time. Today's session is also being recorded, and all attendees will receive an archive link to review or share with colleagues. In addition to joining the conversation, we also welcome you to let us know how we're doing so we can continue to improve our events. We put together a very brief survey that will automatically launch once this webinar session ends. You could even pull it up complete and submit it at any time during the webinar by clicking on the survey icon circled here at the bottom of your screen. Before signing off today, please take a moment to complete this quick questionnaire so we can better serve you next time. I'm pleased to introduce our featured speaker, Tyler Lessard, who is the VP of Marketing at Vidyard, the leading provider of video marketing and video selling solutions for businesses. He works with hundreds of B2B companies on their video strategy and how to create remarkable customer experiences that truly stand out. So we're really excited to have Tyler share his video marketing expertise with us today. So without further ado, I'll turn things over to you, Tyler.
Thank you so much, Claudia, and hello, everyone, and welcome to this conversation on how to get more attention and to accelerate the results of your account-based marketing programs using video content, using personalized video, and pulling out all the stops to really make sure that your prospective buyers understand that you care, that you have something of value to them, and it's really something that they want to engage with. On the screen here, you can see a quick little animated GIF of myself. I head up our marketing team here at Vidyard, and as Claudia mentioned, I've had the chance to work with hundreds of different companies on how they use video, not just within ABM, but across their B2B marketing programs to help stand out, to help generate more opportunities for their sales team, to help accelerate deal cycles, and ultimately close more business. So a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and what I hope you all will get out of this is not only some specific ideas for how you can, again, make your ABM programs really stand out, but hopefully some inspiration, just really some general inspiration inspiration for the kinds of content experiences you can be creating to really engage your buyers in what I think are really remarkable experiences that help in today's market. Who I am. So I'm going to start quizzing all of you, and I'll let you think about it right now. Throw out your number. I can't hear you, but please shout it out around your office. People might look at you weird, but I got 2 skill testing questions. The first is, how many millions of hours of video are watched every day on Facebook? Call out some numbers. And the second is, how many billion videos are actually played every day on Snapchat? I know, millions and billions. It's kind of crazy to think about. But the answers, ladies and gentlemen, are 100 million hours of video are watched every single day on Facebook, and more than 10 billion videos are played every day on Snapchat. It's craziness, right? Now, yes, a bunch of those are cat videos, but we're going to tie into how this relates to business and account-based marketing in just a few moments. One question for you: of all internet traffic, how much of it will be video content by the year 2021? I'm looking for a percentage number here. Shout it out loud in your office, loud and proud. Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is more than 80% of all internet traffic will be streaming video content by 2021. It's already north of 65%. And so the reason I'm talking about this is to just solidify the fact that video is such an important part of our content experiences as individuals in our personal lives, and of course is becoming a more and more important part of our business lives as a result. It's a content medium we can't ignore, and in fact, I think quite the opposite. There's a real opportunity for us to embrace it, to take advantage of its unique characteristics, and to use those to really stand out in our programs. So this slide here, you see an elephant in a room, and so you're probably guessing right. Yes, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to account-based marketing. Now, when it comes to ABM, a lot of us talk about, oh, we need to understand which accounts we're going after. We need to get all sorts of data on those accounts, understand their potential to buy, understand kind of where they're at in the buyer's journey, get as much data as we can to help us optimize our conversion rates on those accounts. But the elephant in the room, in my opinion, is this last mile, this thing we don't talk about a lot, of the last mile of account-based marketing. Again, you can have all the data and the tools and the automation that you need or that you want, but if at the end of the day you're using all of that just to trigger another crappy email, it's just another crappy email that they're not going to look at, and so all of that goes to waste. And so I really want to encourage you to think about that and the importance of video and other content types as that last mile in your digital marketing strategies overall, but particularly as you think about ABM. And this is so important, is that today, most marketing messages that we're putting out there, yeah, they might help to raise a little bit of awareness here or there, but most of them fall into the category that I think of as unimportant, right? We get hit with these messages. It might, we might see them, but they're just not important or interesting enough for us to engage in. And you all know what I'm talking about. You all get hundreds of messages every week, and most of them you ignore because they're just not important or particularly interesting. So we risk on one side of this, sending out content and ads and whatnot that are actually not just unimportant, but are interruptive or even unsubscribable, things that people really hate. But on the flip side, we can also do things that are interesting and things that are, I like to think of as irresistible. And I think that's where we all want to try to be, right? If I were to ask you, where do you want to be on the scale with your marketing outreach? I'm sure every one of you would say, I want to be interesting and irresistible, right? And I do too. And so, but I don't think we think about that often enough. And so that's really why I'm here to inspire you to think like this and go, how can we make our ABM programs, our marketing programs in general, become really irresistible to our audience by delivering really unique and engaging experiences? And so it's really all about that. Now, the reason this is so important now is that audiences have changed. And we all know this, right? We all know that the majority of the buying journey happens online and in self-service mode with people these days. And we all know that the majority of the workforce is soon going to be millennials. And these are individuals who, again, have different expectations with how they interact with brands. And so I just want to use this to emphasize why this is really important now, that we stop and think about the experience we're delivering. Because, again, this audience doesn't have any tolerance for content that's not likely to engage them at a high level. So this is really the important piece of it. And, when we think about this, and again, I'm going to focus specifically on video. It's not just video that's important to this audience. There's other content types, and still the written word and other things have their place. But if you're not serving them rich media content throughout this journey, it's going to be really tough for you to get their attention and really tough for them to get them to engage. So one of the reasons why I think this is particularly important is this notion of personalization. So we all know this audience here thrives on personalization, right? They expect their content to be personalized. They expect their messages to be personalized. And so we all throw around the personalization buzzword. The challenge many of us, I think, face is how we think about personalization. So I think most of us, when we think about personalization, we think about relevant, contextual, timely information, right? We think we're going to segment an audience and then we're going to send them the right information at the right time depending where they are in the buyer's journey. And that's great. That's really, really important. But I think we often miss the first half of that word, which is personal, right? Which is delivering experiences that are intrinsically personal. Are they emotional, interesting, engaging, things that, again, connect with us on a more human level? And I think when you can put these two things together and you deliver the right information at the right time, but you do so in a way that is emotional, interesting, and personal, you nail both the delivery and the experience, and that's when things really start to hum. So again, these are best practices generally for today's marketing, but I think they're even more important for account-based marketing where you're doing cold outreach often, and the biggest challenge is just how to get their attention and get them to lead into the experience. So let's talk a little bit about why video works in this context, and then I'm going to talk specifically about how you can use it in creative ways in your ABM programs to really crush it. So the reason why video works, I like to boil it down to this idea of the 4 E's of great video. And this is one of those charts where, like, do a screen capture, print it off, stick it up on your wall, use it as a little checklist. I think about video has the opportunity for you to do these 4 things that most other content types really don't. The first is engaging, right? And it helps us tell a bigger story. Our brains are hardwired to engage in a storytelling framework. So video can be your best friend to telling a bigger story that's more interesting to an audience. The second is emotional. So obviously it's an opportunity to invoke emotional responses, whether that be laughter or inspiration or fear or whatever it happens to be, which we all know is an important part of the buying cycle. The third is, of course, educational. There are reasons why we prefer video and live people when we're learning about a specific topic because of how our brains process visual information. And finally, video has the ability to be empathetic. And it helps us create and establish empathy with our audiences by showing our faces, by putting real people on camera, who are talking in very relatable ways. And that is something else that I think is really, really important. And we'll talk in a few minutes about how that applies not just to your automated marketing programs, but to your sales team, right? Are your sales reps reaching out with video as a way to connect in a more human way and develop empathy with their audience? So these are the things that we want to focus on and think about, and this is exactly why I believe video can be such a critical part of your ABM programs to create these elements of an experience that work to convert, not just to even get their attention, but to convert. So I'm going to use an example right now to bring this to life. So all of you out there are probably familiar with Comic-Con, right? The big event for comics. Well, you may not be familiar, but there's this amazing event called Comic Sans Con. Comic Sans, the greatest font ever. I'm sure you'll all agree with me. So let's say I'm running an event called Comic Sans Con, and I want to get a bunch of targeted accounts out there. So I know the 50 companies and, the 3 people at each of those companies. I've got 150 people that I really want to get out to Comic Sans Con because that's where I'm going to meet with them, I'm going to engage with them, and I'm going to progress my opportunities forward. So I'm going to create a campaign to reach out to them as part of my ABM program as a way to get their attention and to get them involved in a conversation. So the traditional way, of course, is to send an email like this, right? We've all seen these emails. We all send these emails, text-based emails. And sure, they're a part of the flow. That's great. But this isn't going to stand out with your prospects. So the second thing you might do is send them a physical mailer, right? It might look like something like this. They might get a card in their mailbox promoting Comic Sans Con. That's the inventor of Comic Sans there, Vincent Conar. And, maybe there's something like this that lands in their mailbox. That's great. But what about a really creative, interesting video that's going to draw them into a bigger story? So of what you might so here's an example of what you might do. So Comic Sans Con, of course, happens in Vegas. Where else could it be? So here's this great video thumbnail of Comic Sans Con in Vegas. I see the iconic Vegas sign, and I can tell right away that there's a story behind this, right? And so it's not to say the things I just showed you shouldn't do, but this is an opportunity to do something else and something interesting for individuals. So I might be likely to click on this video, but I got another trick up my sleeve, ladies and gentlemen. Talking about Vegas, I've got a bit of a magic show trick here, and it's, what if that video wasn't just looking like that? What if that thumbnail actually looked something like this? You see what I did there? I've brought the recipient's name, Cameron in this case. I should have told you I'm targeting somebody named Cameron right now with this campaign. I've brought Cameron's name right into the video thumbnail. And I can do this at scale using cool tools like stuff we do at Vidyard. So I could target those 150 people. I could target 10,000 people with a video like this that brings their name right into the video. It doesn't have to be their name. It could be whatever other information I have at my disposal. But now Cameron's going to get an email with a thumbnail image of a video that looks like this. And you can bet if Cameron opens that email, he is going to be quite likely to click on this video because I mean, how could you not, right? I mean, you see this great fun video and now I'm actually a part of the story, right? It's human nature to want to click through and engage on something like this. So I'm going to just show you really quickly now what that actual video might look like. Now, spoiler alert, Comic Sans Con doesn't really exist. I really kind of want to do it now, but it doesn't exist. What does exist is Marketo's conference called Marketo Summit. And this is actually from a personalized video they did to promote their event. So I'm going to show you now what this video would look like from the original version sent by Marketo to a recipient named Cameron. So take a look and just sit back, enjoy, grab the popcorn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Marketo Marketing Nation Summit 2016.
Ready, 3, 2, 1.
Wait! We can't start the Marketo Summit keynote yet. We're still waiting for one more.
One more? Who is it? Why aren't they here yet? Don't they know about the amazing networking opportunities?
Or all they can learn about their MarTech stack?
There's over 100 partners out there.
We're in Vegas.
And the amazing influencers like Joe Paluzzi, Michael Brenner,
Mitch Joel, Matt Hines,
and Marketo experts like Cheryl Chavez.
Sanjay Dulakia.
I was getting a...
No! Sanjay Dulakia, the CMO of Marketo, is calling right now. Hello, Sanjay.
What's going on back there?
Sorry, just waiting on someone. Should be ready shortly.
Where are they? There's so much to learn about the latest digital marketing trends and best practices with the smartest marketers from around the world. And we've lined up amazing keynotes from Marketo's CEO Phil Fernandez to Facebook CMO Gary Briggs to superstar Will Smith.
The Fresh Prince?
We gotta go, but we'll get them here. I'll stall. You find them. Okay, everybody, listen up.
So in parallel to the marketing team reaching out with personalized video messages, the sales team is also going to be reaching out directly, right? That's the magic of account-based marketing. It's actually account-based marketing and sales, and we're both focusing on the same accounts. So we're back to this where, what is your typical sales rep likely to do to get Cameron's attention? They're probably sending Cameron some emails. They're probably leaving some voicemails, connecting with him on social and whatnot. But what if you added something like this into the mix? So instead of this plain text-based email, here's what I would do, right? I would send Cameron a video message that might look like this. So this is a video with me in the little corner there, about to talk. And what I've done here is I've actually brought up an article that Cameron recently liked on his social feed. So this is an article about Comic Sans being the best font in the world, and Cameron recently liked this. So I bring up this article and I do a screen capture video with myself in the corner where I say, hey Cameron, saw you commented on this, I agree, love this article, blah, 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 and now would love to see you at the event and go from there. And the reason that this is powerful is that this video here is a visual cue to Cameron, that I've spent the time to know who he is, and he'll actually recognize that article that he recently read, as opposed to the email on the left where there is nothing visual that's going to jump out to Cameron. What I might also do is record a quick video of me on Cameron's LinkedIn profile. So here's poor Cameron, my victim of today. He's not really somebody who's going to go to Comic Sans Con, but what I do here is I bring up his LinkedIn profile and I record a quick video saying, hey Cameron, I noticed on your LinkedIn profile that da-da-da-da-da, and you're probably having this challenge, and I'd love to have a conversation about how I can help you do A, B, and C. So you get the point, I think. But the idea here is these are interesting moments, right? Like imagine yourself being engaged like this from a brand. So you got this great video that like brought you right into the story of Vegas. You're getting these one-to-one video messages from sales reps who seem to really care, right? Like they've taken the time to record custom videos for you. Like this is the art of today, right? This is all 100% doable, and these video messages, I mean, you can download Vidyard Go Video for free today and start doing this, right? With integrated right into Gmail and Outlook. And it's simple. And the reps who are doing it well are really standing out with accounts and boosting their response rates. In fact, we are seeing, in general, those who do it well are seeing a 2 to 3 times higher response rate when incorporating video messages into their either marketing cadence and or their outbound sales cadence. And again, those who are doing it in both, we've seen some really phenomenal results. And so, I think this is, again, the idea here is these are interesting, creative, inspirational ways to stand out, to leave a great brand impression, but to also get a response and get into a conversation with these targeted accounts using what I like to think of as irresistible content experiences. So I've shown you an example there. I've walked through trying to get Cameron, one of my targeted prospects at a key account, to engage with me and to come to an event that we're going to be at or that we're hosting. And of course, that can be extrapolated into any outbound campaign you're doing into these targeted accounts. It doesn't have to be an event. It could be, any other, use your imagination. But now I'm going to talk sort of more generally about, okay, so how does this really all apply in my account-based marketing programs? Video in general, and as well things like personalized video. So the first, just sort of, talking again about what we just showed, is the idea of a personalized video as a way to grab somebody's attention. And this can be done, again, in an automated way where you can bring in their company name, their individual name, right into the fabric of a video as a way to drive the click-through, but then also to keep them engaged in that content. People love watching content like this. So there's lots of different ways you can incorporate this. In fact, I'm just going to show you one more video here to get the inspirational juices flowing. And this was actually a really interesting one for us last year where we did a personalized Happy Holidays video to thank our existing customers for their commitment to Vidyard. And what was amazing about this is though it wasn't necessarily a targeted ABM program, it went out to our main customers as well as to some key targeted accounts. And the response we got back from it was so phenomenal that it got our sales reps engaged in more sales conversations than any other campaign during the year, because these people were sort of so overwhelmed by the outreach that they, again, reached out to their sales rep for, to thank them and so on. So let me show you this really, really quick. So here's a thumbnail image of what the generic version of the video looked like. But then for my good friend Cameron, guess what he got? Sure enough, there's the video thumbnail with Cameron's name on it. Now, if you got a video that looked like this and your name was Cameron, how could you not watch it, right? So Cameron clicks on this, and again, just to get the juices flowing, I'm going to show you this video here really quickly. Watch, and hopefully you will laugh a little bit throughout this. So here, take a quick look.
Season's greetings. You mean a lot to us. And this year, my company really wanted to show you our appreciation. So we all got together and said, let's go big. Let's go sky high. Let's go for the razzle-dazzle. It turned into a company-wide event. Sales sure got on board. Marketing got really excited. Some were even a little obsessed. Even the operations team got into the spirit. In fact, with so many great ideas, I began to worry that my gesture was too small, too insignificant. I feared that my humble message would only get lost in the spectacle and commotion of so much razzle-dazzle. Then I remembered. I live next to an airfield. Happy holidays!
So we got responses like this. This is hands down one of my favorite emails ever. OMG, they spelled it out correctly. That's how you spell it. I love this, and I'm sending to everyone I know. This might be the greatest Christmas present I received this year. Kind of sad, but pretty impressive. You guys are awesome. Now, when was the last time one of your campaigns went out and somebody responded saying, you guys are awesome? Right? Think about that. Think about that as a marketer to get that kind of a response. This is what I mean when it comes to like getting somebody's attention, getting them engaged, and making them want to do business with you. It's this kind of stuff as a marketer myself, like that gets me out of bed in the morning. So again, if you can invoke that kind of a response from somebody, wow, really loved this, great outreach. You guys are awesome. Well done. Keep it up. That sort of stuff, that's what you want to strive for. And of course, though, my favorite response, being a good data-driven and revenue-driven marketer, was actually this response. Again, copy-pasted right from a real email. We loved this. Okay, I'll take a meeting to find out more. I'll just leave it at that. If you want to try this video out yourself, go to that link on the screen. You can actually fill out a little regifting form to personalize it for yourself or for a friend and check it out. It's pretty fun. Okay, I want to plow through this here and wrap things up. So we talked about the idea of using personalized videos as an attention grabber as part of your outbound experience, whether it's specifically for your ABM programs or even broader marketing campaigns. The second thing is using customer story videos. So many of you probably have case studies and customer stories. Some of you might have great customer videos done. If you do, make sure you're using those as part of your outreach into these accounts. If you don't have great customer story videos today, this is a place I might consider starting. This is an easy way to go out and get great content with your customers. And if you're doing this, really bring their personality and their passion into the video, right? This is not just a way to translate the written copy into something visual. It's about finding the deeper human story and getting them on camera, talking about how you really help them as an individual as well as a business. And these can be very powerful when you're in a deal cycle with specific targeted accounts, and making sure you've got a library of these for your sales team to be able to show, hey, here's another company in your industry or in your company size or who are trying to solve the same problem. So think about how you can use customer testimonial videos as part of your ABM program, your nurtures, or the direct outreach from your sales team. The third type of videos to use in your ABM programs would be things like explainer videos, or what I kind of call challenger videos, which are often, top of funnel storytelling videos, or again, things like that force them to recognize the pain, think about potential solutions, and then be presented with a possible solution to that, which of course should be what you guys do. And these can be interactive, they can have calls to action, they can drive immediate activity, things like that. So again, a simple thing, but you may have videos laying around from your previous campaigns that you could incorporate into your outbound ABM programs, whether it be those that you engage prospects via email that are known in your system today, or ones that your sales team are incorporating into their outreach for targeted individuals. And the other thing you could do, which we do quite a bit ourselves here, is actually creating customized videos for key targeted accounts that you're going after. Now, I know many people think this sounds really daunting, like, oh my gosh, I can't create a video for every company. But once you get a format and an idea and kind of a guide for how you want to do them, they can actually be really quick and easy to wash, rinse, repeat for a number of different accounts. Now, no, you're not going to do this at scale with hundreds of different companies, but think about your top 10, your top 20, your top 50 targets. Chip away over time and think about how you can do this. The example on the top there is something that we do. We do videos called Chalk Talks. And the nice thing about that is we've got a chalkboard where I stand in front of it, and then we usually draw up a bunch of things on the chalkboard to explain the problems, the solution, and how it can benefit them. And it's just a different visual way of presenting the information. But we have sort of a repeatable format where now I'll do a specific Chalk Talk for a specific target account. Right? I'll get in the room, I'll draw up the chalkboard, I'll have one of my designers help, and then we'll turn on the camera and I'll spend anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes basically presenting through the chalkboard saying, hey, my good friends at General Electric, I understand that, these are some of the challenges you might be facing. Now let me talk through exactly how we can help you and then help visually walk you through how we play a role in your business. And again, these are things that companies really appreciate, and when you send it out, and then again, you can draw them into that, they know this is something you did just for them, and it might be worth their time to engage with. And then on the bottom is, again, just a simple idea of an executive outreach. So again, having your CEO, your CXO, whoever it is that's relevant as a peer to that business, have them record a quick video. The bottom one there is one I did recently where I brought up their page of customers on their website, and I wanted to talk about how we can help them get more customers like these by using our platform. And so again, just creative ways, and that was just recorded with a screen capture, right? Really simple, but they can be effective either being sent out directly or by members of your sales team. Which brings me to the last topic here, which I'm going to just talk about for about 3 minutes here, and then we will move into Q&A, which is using video as part of your outbound sales outreach into these accounts. So I know most of you on the line are probably focused on the marketing side, but I'm sure many of you either have responsibility for sales development or you work closely with your sales development teams on following up on inbound leads or on helping them with their outbound programs. So what you're seeing here are a number of videos created with a tool that we provide called Vidyard Go Video. Now Go Video, there's a free version of it available, and you can use it as much as you want. And then there's also advanced functionality that's part of an enterprise version. But what it basically allows you to do in a snapshot is to quickly record a custom video message either via your webcam or through a screen capture. To send it directly via email and Gmail or Outlook, or from your sales development tools such as SalesLoft or even from directly in Salesforce, and then be able to track and be notified, did that person watch it, how long did they engage? And again, the real magic of this is by putting something more personal and visual in that outbound communication. But it's not a one-and-done thing, right? Send one video and hope for the best. What we're seeing the best companies do is work this into their outbound sales cadence by using different types of videos at different touch points to maximize their potential of getting their attention and getting them engaged. So maybe early on in an outreach to a targeted account, they are doing a video you see in the top left there where they've got the person's name on a whiteboard. They're just trying to really kind of get their attention, get them to click and talk through who they are and how they can help. And then maybe they're doing a screen capture video where they're talking specifically about how they can help you solve a problem. Or the video on the bottom left, right, is where I'm introducing a research report that I think is relevant to an account. So I pulled out some stats on a little board there as well. Lots of ways that you can use this, and the real magic is how do you sort of personalize the visuals to make it relevant to them so it's going to stand out and boost click-through rates. And again, here's just a quick shot showing you visually the idea of how you might do this. And it's really as simple as in your browser clicking the little button saying I want to record a screen capture or my webcam and recording. And then as soon as you're done, it's one click in your email to add in the thumbnail image with the link to that video, and it plays back on a custom page for you. So again, really, really simple, but can be a really powerful addition to an outbound sales strategy to support an ABM program. One other quick thing that I will note is you can also do things like sending physical video cards. I have a screenshot here. Sorry, that's not actually the card. That's a box, and if I open it up, there's a video card inside. And this has worked very well for us where we target accounts and we will record a custom video, put it on a physical video card, and send it to them. And I've got one more idea here as well, which is something that again, we do in our own team. We use Uberflip for this, and we create custom content hubs for targeted accounts. And this is where we will, again, put those videos we record for them as well as other assets that are relevant for them. So you can see here, this is one we put together for our friends at Kronos that we're hoping to do business with. And you can see here I've recorded a custom video for them on the left. There's a few other Chalk Talks in there that are specific videos that are relevant for them as well as some other assets. So again, food for thought of how video can be incorporated into other parts of your ABM program. And then the last piece to it, once you do start using video in all of these different ways, or even a subset of those, is using the data behind the scenes. And so, now that I've gotten their attention, let's make sure I can track who's engaging and which content, how long they're engaging in that information, and use that data either at an individual lead level to know who you want to follow up with, or at an aggregate account level so you can know which accounts are most engaged in your content, not just based on did they click play, but who's actually spending the time watching and engaging in that content. So again, another important piece that can help you be more effective and efficient and hit them at just the right time by using the data behind the scenes. So in summary, these are a bunch of, again, inspirational ideas for places you can use video throughout your ABM programs on both the marketing and the sales side to really help you stand out. So again, you see here, you're going after a targeted account. On the marketing side, you can be using, hyper-personalized videos to get their attention, customer testimonials, other types of, explainer videos or things like that in nurture programs against accounts to hopefully get their attention, engage in a conversation. On the sales side, you could be reaching out in parallel with personalized video messages. And all along the path, you could be tracking and knowing who's watching what and how long they're engaging. And then at the end, of course, turn them into a wonderful big customer because of not only the fact that you educated them, but the fact that they really want to do business with you because of how you worked with them as a potential client. So hopefully this gives you a lot of great ideas. You could do a lot of this without Vidyard, but there are a number of things here that we actually power as part of our solutions to the market. We enable that automated personalized video technology that you saw. We help you create, we have our Go Video tool for creating and sending personal video messages. And then no matter what types of videos you're using, we will also help you track behind the scenes and understand who's watching, how long, and getting that data back into your reporting tools on the back end. So I am going to wrap by just pointing out 3 additional resources if you're interested in diving further into any of these topics. Take a screenshot here, jot them down, but a bunch of these are on our website. You can go to our Chalk Talks library. I actually have a Chalk Talk dedicated to using video in ABM and other topics. You can try personalized video out yourself by going to our page, and you can put in your name there and see it in action. Or you can go get Go Video for free as a way to record and send custom video messages at the link there that's on the screen. So all of those are freely available. Check them out. Great educational tools for you, and a couple of fun things to get you into the spirit. So say thank you very much for joining this conversation, and we're going to turn it over into Q&A here. But before we do, I will remind you that if you do drop off, go and create irresistible experiences. Please do wonderful things to really engage your audience and make them feel really special and that you really want to do business with them. So with that, I am going to bring Claudia back in to turn us over into the Q&A period. Claudia.
Thank you so much, Tyler. That was awesome. Some of those examples are it's mind-blowing to see how far video has come. It's just so cool. We've got some really great questions, but before I get to those, I'd like to remind everyone once again to please share your thoughts and feedback before logging off today. You can do so by clicking the survey icon, which you can see circled here on the bottom of your screen. The survey will also automatically launch when the session ends. All right, question time. First one, let's go. Ready? How do you integrate personalized thumbnail images into email campaigns?
Great question. So with the personalized video tech, the way it works is you create the video, and if let's say there's 2,000 people you want to personalize it and send it out to, you would export that list from your marketing automation tools, and then the videos would get rendered actually for each individual, and then you simply merge a custom field back into the contacts for each of those individuals, and it's basically as simple as a merge. And so you simply merge the link into the outbound email, and it will automatically put the right personalized thumbnail into the outbound email for that person, and it will make sure that the page that you link to where the video lives, it could be your own landing page or wherever it happens to be, that when they land there, they'll see the right version of the video. So it's actually quite seamless on the back end, provided that you've got a typical marketing automation or email marketing tool behind the scenes.
Awesome. We have another good one here. Is there an optimal length for videos?
Is no a good answer? It's always a question that we hear, and the answer is there is no exact science to it. But generally speaking, I think today's audience you appreciate that shorter is better. That people are more likely these days to engage in short snippets of snackable content than they are longer form media. With the exception of wonderful webinars like we're doing here today. So I think that you want to be smart about it, and you always want to try to keep your content as short and snappy as possible and get to the point. And I think with video messages like we showed, those should be like 60 seconds or less if you can when you're doing an outreach to somebody so that they feel you're respecting their time. Other top of funnel content should usually be under a minute or two. You've got a bit more liberty and freedom as you move down through the buyer's journey. So more educational content. I showed you things like Chalk Talks and stuff that we do. Those can start to be a few minutes, up to 5-6 minutes in length because they're going to be educational and people are expecting to want to dive in. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful to respect your audience and think about the stage of the buyer's journey it's meant for.
Cool. Yeah, that's a really great tip. All right, we have time for one more. What do you think the future of video marketing looks like?
Oh my goodness. So it's pretty exciting where we are today, right? As you mentioned, Claudia, it's actually it's quite the world we live in many forms. And I think today with video and marketing, there's a lot of great things that we can do, and there's really advanced stuff like personalized video, interactive video, 360 video that's happening, which are all pretty interesting experiences for people. But I think the biggest thing as we move through the next few years is really about this idea of enabling video, of kind of democratizing video so that companies can more easily use it in really quick, simple ways throughout their different programs. I think for a lot of companies today, it still feels a little bit daunting to scale their use of video, and how do they create more and more video content but in a scalable way. How do they make dynamic content where you can say, great, I'm going to create a few different scenes, but I can piece them together in different ways, and then if something changes, I can update one part of it, things like that. So I think there's a lot of that's going to happen. There's a couple things we're doing here at Vidyard in that vein, but I think in the broader market, I'm really excited about that notion and where any of us can start to embrace video at greater scale in our businesses without feeling like we have to go out and pay an agency or an external producer a lot of money to create those videos. So again, there's a lot of things happening today there. You can create a lot of great video content in-house with a $0 budget, but I think that's just going to keep getting easier and easier with the tools that we're starting to see come into the market.
Thank you. Well, that's all the time we have for questions today. Thanks again for such a great session, Tyler, and thank you to all of our attendees for taking the time to join us today. Please be sure to join us for our next session, which kicks off tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's titled The Secret Ingredients to a Winning ABM Blueprint. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.